give me an example of something that's challenging as a dad or as a husband.
Well, as a dad, I could think of a couple of things. I'd stated earlier that I'm pretty regimented. Some people, majority of people on the spectrum find themselves clinging to routine, and so I kind of have this internal clock in my head. So getting the kids up in the morning is always a hassle because I have a definite clock, and I didn't realize it until the therapist had me walk through the day, and I have everything down to the T of a minute. And so anything that kind of throws that off sometimes can be extremely frustrating for me, but it's also challenged me to learn how to extend grace because everyone is not as timely as I am, and they don't have that internal clock. And so, when you have children, you're pretty much not in control of your schedule.
I was just going to say,
that's
my
a
household
huge
would drive you crazy, Lamar.
Yeah.
It would make you nuts because I don't have a sense of time. So frequently I set clocks around my house at different times that are not correct just to spur me to get to wherever I need to get because I never know exactly what time it is. So you would probably want to throw me out of the house. But different things for different people.
That doesn't work with me. My wife tries that, but I always know what time it really is, so it drives me even crazier.
That's amazing.
So you learn to adjust. I think the other thing with being a dad is, I alluded to it earlier, is just trying to fulfill my kids' social needs. I'm not a overly touchy person, and so it's always a challenge to make sure that that I'm communicating to them that they know that I love them. So lots of high fives. I'm not necessarily a hugger, but I don't want that to impact how they view, how I relate to them. And the same goes for being a husband too. Communication, it's always a big thing, but my wife and I have learned certain things to do to be able to communicate properly with one another. Written communication is always a big help for us. Scheduling important talks, those types of things that we're learning to use to be able to manage.
Well, Lamar, you're certainly an inspiration. You are a pastor of a church. And you, like I said, you've been writing for the mighty and looking to find your voice to help you to be able to help the rest of the autism community. What's down the road for you? Are you thinking about a book?
Yeah, actually, I'm in the last stages of completing my first book. So I'm down to the last chapter, and then I have somebody that's going to help me edit it. I'm hoping to publish it next year.
Yay.
But the name of the book is I Am Strong. And
which is also your personal blog, correct?
Yes, as well. And also down the line, we're developing a nonprofit as well to help with that, to encourage parents, children, but also adults on the spectrum. It's kind of what I found kind of a black hole, and a lot of adults on the spectrum are those who are entering into adulthood. I see are very gifted and have a lot of value, and so one of the things that I want to do is just really instill a sense of hope. And so the book just kind of chronicles my life, some of the stories that I've never told of things that my experiences as a child, but all the way up until me understanding that, I have some areas that I struggle, but overall, some of the reasons why I'm very good at what I'm good at is because of my autism. And so I think there's opportunities there for us to find hope in that and to find our place and our voice in the world and to give hope to others.